Okay. Right, let's lie ourselves down. Presume everybody's lying, able to lie down today. Just let me know if you're going to be in a seated position. So, have your knees bent, and we'd like our feet roughly about hip width apart. So really thinking about that connection through the big toe, the little toe, the center of the heel. Start to bring your attention up to your knees, up to your hips. And then the weight of your pelvis, just letting it relax, letting it sink down into the mat or the bed, wherever you'll be lying today. Thinking of a nice grounded rib cage and feeling the weight of your head, just relaxing your arms down by the side of the body. We're just going to take a few deep breaths here, our lateral breathing. So take a breath in through the nose, really feeling the sides and the backs expand. And then as you exhale, just start to feel those ribs gently close in together. There he is. I'm just going to continue with this breath, just letting the body relax, breathing in through the nose and exhaling out the mouth. Just doing a few more of these breaths, breathing in through the nose, really into the sides. It's quite good actually to place your hands on either side of your rib cage. And you can really breathe into, spread your fingers out and breathe into the sides. And exhaling. And feeling them just start to close in. Almost to the point where you can start to feel your abdominals just want to knit together a little bit. 2 more breaths, breathing in. And exhaling. Last one, breathing in. And exhaling. Good. Once you've released all that air, just start to find that nice, comfortable, steady breath again. And bring your arms down by the side. We're just going to work into our neck a little bit. So on your next exhale, I just want you to start to drop your right ear just towards your right shoulder, very gently. Just allowing to mobilize the neck area a little bit. Breathing, come back to the center. And then exhale, allow your right ear to go over. My left ear, it's been a long day, left over to the left shoulder. And coming back to center. I'm just going to do this one more time. Just gently allowing the neck to rotate. And while you're just simply moving the neck, everything else is staying really stable, really still. And coming back to center. And when your head is back to center, I want you to imagine you have a pencil stuck right on the tip of your nose. And I want you to draw a tiny little circle about the size of a 10-pence piece. So you'll just gently, with no tension, relax the jaw, relax the face. Just start to draw this tiny circle with your imaginary pencil on the end of your nose. Just going one way to start off with. And then going the other way. And then once you've done both directions, just let your head settle back into the center. And bring your hands onto your hips. Just open the elbows, just relaxing the shoulders, drawing them away from your ears. So we're going to do a little sequence. So we're going to start with our right leg. And I want you to start to think about a little zip up through your center. So almost like you're pushing your belly button slightly back, not too much. I want you to open your right thigh bone out to the side. So let the outer foot roll onto the border. But while you're doing this, I want you to think about that little scoop in the belly so your pelvis doesn't come with you. So the key is to keep your pelvis very stable and just open that knee and then close it back again. Sticking with that right leg, I want you to breathe in. Exhale, open that thigh bone out to the side again. And close it. Good. And now sticking with your right leg, I want you to lift your right heel and come into a single knee fold. Hold this position here, nice 90-degree angle, and then gently lowering that foot back down. So maintain the angle in your knee. Let's lift that right heel up again and come into the single knee fold. Don't take it too far in. Keep it roughly in line with your hip. Feel that little connection in your tummy. Lower that foot back down. Sticking with that right leg, I want you to flex your foot and slide the leg fully away. Keep your toes towards your nose. Really feel that right hip just start to open up a little bit. And then point the toe away. Breathe in, flex the foot, and point the toe away. And then scoop up through that center as you slide the leg back to the start. And we're going to do all that on the other side. So, softening everything down. Let's take a breath in. As you exhale, I want you to open out that left thigh or left knee without moving your pelvis. So start to scoop up through that belly a little bit and close the knee back in. Open it for a second time. Exhale. And breathe in, close. Still with the left leg, I want you to lift your left heel, come up into a single knee fold, nice and controlled. Breathe in here and exhale, lower it back down. Lift that left heel up again, coming into your single knee fold. Nice 90-degree angle, don't let that leg drop. And then lower it back down again. Still sticking with the left leg, I want you to bring your toes towards your nose as you slide that leg away, really opening up your left hip and feeling the stretch through the back of the calf. Breathe in here. And then exhale, slide that leg back to the start. Good. So we're going to do all this again, but we're going to add a little extra sequence. So back to our right leg. Let's take a breath in. Exhale, opening that thigh out. Let the foot roll onto the border. Scoop the belly. Push that belly back, not brace it out. Close the knee back in. Same again. Open that knee. And close it back. Sticking with the right leg, lift your right heel, come into a single knee fold. And lower it back down. Coming back into that single knee fold. Maintain this position. And then I want you to start to make little tiny circles with your knee, but thinking about the thigh bone moving in the hip socket. So we're just doing about 3 one way. Keep that connection in the tummy. 3 the other way. Pause, lower the foot down, flex the foot, slide that same leg away and just hold it there, just release it, just opening that hip, breathing in, breathing out, breathing in. And then as you exhale again, just slide that leg back to the start. And we're going to do that all over on the left. So restart. Take a breath in to prepare, and as you exhale, you're going to open that left thigh bone out. Keep your pelvis stable. Breathe in as you close the knee back in. Exhale, open that knee out again. Little engagement in that tummy, a little scoop, a little zip. And close the knee back. Lift your left heel, come into a single knee fold. Just hold it there and carefully lower it back down with control. Lift that left heel up again, coming into your single knee fold. Hold here, and then I want you to think about making those little circles with your knees. So think about the thigh bone in your hip. About 3 one way and 3 the other. Watch that your opposite foot isn't rolling about. Try and keep that nice and grounded. About 3 circles. Carefully lower the foot down. Flex that foot and slide it away. And just relax and just opening that left hip out. Take a breath in here. And breath out. Breathing in. And then as you exhale, slide that leg back in. Good. And if it feels okay, just take both knees in towards the body now. Just drop the tailbone a little bit. And just give yourself a little wiggle from side to side if that feels okay. And just keep your knees together and just start to circle one way and circle the other. And then place your feet back down. And we're going to move on to our arms and shoulders now. So make sure you have a little bit of room behind you. I'm sliding down a bit. So arms are now back down by the side of the body. And I want you to take both of them up over your shoulders and just let that humerus just sort of slop down into your shoulders. I want you to take a little breath in, and as you exhale, I want you to think about scooping that belly a little bit, softening your ribs as you reach your arms overhead. So naturally our body just wants to do this and the ribs want to flare. So what you're trying to do is using your center a little bit to keep those ribs really soft and not lose to gravity. And then take your arms back over chest and all the way back down. And we're going to do that a couple more times. So let's breathe in, reach, and exhale. A little zip through your center, softening those ribs as you reach those arms overhead. Breathe in and exhale. Do 2 more if that feels okay. Obviously, at any point, you can just take a moment. It's all a bit too much. Back up and taking them back down. Good. So we're going to add a bit of coordination now. So we're just going to take the right arm and take it over our right shoulder. And then I want you to slide your left leg away. And then thinking about that little zip up through your center, you're going to reach that right arm now overhead. So we're really getting this whole diagonal stretch. Take the breath in as you slide everything back and swap over. So we're adding a little bit of coordination here. So you exhale as you reach those arms, your legs away, and then breathe in as you come back to center, and then we swap over. Opposite arm, opposite leg. So while you're doing this, we're not moving the spine at all. You can still feel the weight of the ribs. Soften that breastbone down. Keep your pelvis really grounded. Keep your wrists strong and your fingers long. We're going to do 1 more to each side. So finishing the set that you're on, just do 1 more so you're nice and even. And then after that last set, you can just bring everything back, down, arms down by the side of the body. Good. So we're going to come into some rotation of the spine now. So I want you to open up your arms into a bit of a low V. So the palms are now facing the ceiling. So don't bring them too high. They want to be underneath the shoulders. Just relax that breastbone down. And we're going to bring the ankles, the knees, the thighs completely together. So this is where I'm going to really mention about that little scoop of the belly. Because we're going to keep the shoulders grounded into the mat, and you're going to take both knees glued together over to the right side. So your left hip's going to lift. I want you to think about that little connection in the tummy. So if we don't do anything, our body naturally just wants to rotate all the way over. So it's all about that little control. And hold here. Breathe in. And then as you exhale, think of scooping that belly slightly towards the back of your spine and come back to your center. Other side. Breathe in. Take those legs over to the left. Keep your right shoulder heavy and think about pushing that belly button slightly towards the back of your spine. Hold here. And then take everything back to center. This feels okay. We're going to do 2 more, but really just be gentle with these rotations. It's really important to think about that core stability to help facilitate the move so we don't over rotate through our spine. And exhale on the movement. So that top foot slightly lifts. Breathe in, hold. Exhaling, coming back to center. Let's do 1 more set if that feels okay. Breathe in to prepare. Exhaling, take your knees over to the right. Let the left hip lift, but keep your shoulders down. Think of scooping that belly. Keep your legs there. Breathe in. Exhaling, coming back to center. And then just finishing your last one so you're nice and even, done an even amount. Taking your legs over Nice little bit of rotation. And then exhaling, bringing your legs back. And then just gently bring your arms down by the side and just walk your feet back. And just give yourself a little hug. Just breathe in here. Breathe out. And then lower your feet back down. I'm going to come into a little bit of a spine curl now. So we're just going to start by, I want you to bring your hands back onto your hips and start to think about your tailbone. And I want you to imagine you're tucking it towards your nose slightly, so you feel that lower part of the back. Just release gently into the mat. And then relax your pelvis so you get that little pocket of air again. So I'm just tailbone towards my nose slightly. I feel that lower part of the back release, and then I let it go. But this time we're going to carry on. So we're going to tuck that tailbone, and then we're going to start to push through the feet, open those hips, and just start to gently peel the spine up and away. And once you come up here, I want you to think about softening those ribs down, drawing the shoulders away. You're going to take a little breath in at the top, and then as you exhale, just think bone by bone by bone coming down. So really massaging your spine back down. Keep that tailbone tucked for as long as possible before relaxing back down into that starting position. Now, if that felt okay, we're going to do 2 more of those. So relaxing the shoulders. Let's take a little breath in. Exhaling, tuck that tailbone. Push through the feet, opening up those hips, softening the ribs down. Just holding that position here. A little breath in, and then exhale, lowering yourself back down, bone by bone by bone. Feel that lower part of the back release, and then just relax the pelvis. If that's okay, we're going to do it one more time. Breath in, breath out. Little tuck of the tailbone. Just opening up those hips, reaching those knees away, softening those ribs down. Even weight through your feet. Breathe in and breathe out. Bone by bone by bone. Good. And then after your last set, you're going to just slide both legs away. And you're going to take both arms over chest and just take them back and just let the body go. Let the body completely relax. Let the ribs flare. Let it do what it wants to do. Just take a little breath in here. And as you exhale, reach those arms all the way back up, down by the side of the body, and gently slide each leg back in, bone by bone. Now I'm hoping you're going to be okay with, now this isn't a curl up or a crunch, this is actually working our spine in a little bit of flexion, so it's really, really good. So I don't want you to be thinking of it as like an abdominal movement. So we're going to bring the hands behind the back of the head. Relax the shoulders down the back of the ribs and just keep your elbows gently in your peripheral vision. Now the pelvis is going to stay really heavy. We're going to start with a little nod of the chin, but not so much that we're restricting. So we've got about a fist width between our chin and our chest. And very gently just start to flex the spine slightly forward. So we're gently looking between our knees. Keep your elbows where they are. Keep the pelvis grounded, and then gently just lower yourself back down. So it's not about height at all. It's about upper spinal flexion. So we're going to take a breath in to prepare. As we exhale, we tuck the chin, and we gently flex forward. Almost like you're coming up in a flexion, but the spine is almost coming down, like we're massaging it back in. Exhale, lower. Just going to do 2 more of these if this feels okay. So we tuck the chin, ground that pelvis, gentle little upper flexion. Breathe in, exhale. Make sure your hands are behind the back of the head, leaving the neck nice and free. Watch that the shoulders haven't crept up. Last one, breathing in, tuck of the chin, exhaling. Breathing in and releasing back down. Good. Removing your hands, just taking them all the way back down by the side of the body. Just take a little moment here. Taking a few breaths, breathing in. And just gently allow the head to rock from side to side. Just finding that breath. Breathing. Breathing out. Good. Settle your head back into center. And then reach your arms back over chest. And I just want you to cross your hands over and start to slip your fingertips underneath your shoulder blades. Slightly draw the elbows away and like you're giving yourself a little bit of a hug. And just hold here. And just feel that sort of release of stretch through your shoulders. Breathing in. And even just gently allow the head to rock from side to side if that feels quite nice. Breathing in for one more time. And then taking both arms all the way up and swapping them over, doing exactly the same thing. So bringing your fingertips slightly underneath the shoulders, gently drawing the elbows a little bit away. Just feel that release into your shoulders. Breathing in and breathing out. Breathing in. Breathing out. And unwrapping your arms. Reach them up to the ceiling, turning the palms so they face the other direction, just getting a little bit of a forearm stretch. Nice strong wrists, nice strong fingers. Unraveling and lowering the arms all the way back down. Good. So from here, it'd be quite nice to do a little bit of extension with you. So if you're happy, I want you to carefully just roll over. We're going to come onto our side first, and please let me know if this really isn't for you, to lie on your tummy. So I'm just going to talk you through what we're going to do. It's really important to, especially when we spend a lot of our time huddled over a desk, computers, laptops, whatever, to get that extension into our spine. So I want you to make a little diamond shape with your fingers. You're not seeing me very well. I'm just going to change my mat because it's quite dark. So let's get this out of the way. So you're going to make, so your elbows are nice and wide. There we go. See me better. Shoulders are set down the back, and our legs are roughly about hip width. So comfortable. And you can rest your forehead on the mat, on your bed. And while you're lying here, I want you to think about pushing that belly button slightly towards the back of your spine again. So if you just let your tummy go, and then think about that little lift, pushing the belly button. And as you do that, thinking of your pubic bone being quite heavy into the mat. Feel the energy lengthened away from your legs. The arms are in front of us. Shoulders are wide and then set down the back. I want you to imagine you're rolling an imaginary ball with your nose. So as you roll it forward, you're slightly opening the throat. And then very gently, sorry, my dog has joined me. Very gently, kind of come into some, oh goodness, sorry, so sorry. Oh dear, it's one of those days. Come on, I was teaching. Oh, I'm so sorry about that. I'll add a few more minutes to the end. So legs are about hip width. So we're rolling. All right, there we go. We're rolling the nose slightly forward. We're scooping up through our belly. We're not pushing ourselves up with our arms. We're gently coming into this little bit of extension. So the belly is scooped, the pubic bone is really grounded. And then gently start to lower yourself back down and tuck the chin in. So we take a breath in to prepare. We exhale, we slide our nose forward. And then we start to shine our breastbone slightly forward. Keep the neck long, keep the shoulders away from the ears. Gentle, gentle, small extension. It's not a big movement, and we're certainly not pushing ourselves up with our arms. A little breath in, and then exhaling lower. I'm going to do one more of these if this feels okay. So keep that tummy switched on. Keep that pubic bone heavy. Shoulders away from ears. Breathe in, exhale. So keep your ribs connected to the floor. Keep that belly scooped. Gentle, gentle, gentle little extension. Little breath in at the top. And then exhaling, lower yourself back down. And then just relax. Let everything go. Now, if it's okay, we're going to push ourselves up into a little child's pose. We're going to release our spine out because that's really good just to have a nice full spine stretch, especially after doing some extension. So just have your arms in front of you. Just let everything go. Just taking a few breaths in here. Breathing in. Breathing out. Breathing in. Breathing out. Gently taking your left hand very slightly towards the left. And if it feels okay, you can place your right hand on top of it and just start to breathe in to your right lung a little bit. Breathe in. Breathing out. And then gently coming back to center, walking your hands now over to the right, placing your left hand, if that's comfortable. Just slowly breathing into your left rib cage, breathing in, breathing out. And then walking your hands back. Just allow your spine to reset and then gently, gently just come up into a seated position. And we're going to just finish in a nice seated position. If this is something that you are enjoying and would like to, but I highly recommend, especially for hips, a yoga block of some sort to always sit on is really, really good and lovely, especially if you have quite tight hips or quite painful hips. It just gives you a little bit of release and really helps you sit up in a nice alignment. So a lot of the time when we're sitting down, we can feel quite hunched because it's actually very uncomfortable, whatever our legs are doing. So, and you can get various different sizes, but sitting on a block can just really help open. So just sitting in whatever's comfortable for you. So whether that's cross-legged, or you can be in what we call a long frog, or have your legs together, whatever is nice. But I just want you to sit here for a moment. Just roll those shoulders, let them sit back down. And then taking our left arm, we're going to float it up towards the ceiling. Just let that left shoulder drop away from the ear. And then float it back down. Other side. Breathing in. And exhaling. Back to the left. Breathing in. And exhaling. Breathing in. Exhaling. Now either stick with your single arms, but if it feels okay, you're going to take both arms up, breathing in, keeping them slightly in front of the body, exhaling. 2 more, breathing in, exhaling. Last one, breathing in, bringing your hands together in a prayer position and just start to lower the elbows. Just bringing that thumb in towards your breastbone. Take a little breath in here. And then as you exhale, reach the arms up and float them all the way back down again. Now, if that you're done, that's fine. If you fancy just a final little bit of rotation, I want you to take your right hand, just place it onto the outside of your right knee. Just gently, trying to sit up tall, just gently pulling yourself over. Keep that belly, little bit of scoopness. Breathe in, breathe out, breathe in, and then release, coming back to center. And then gently taking your left hand towards your opposite knee, onto your thigh, wherever you can reach. And just gently coming into a little rotation on the other side. So just allowing your gaze to start to go over your shoulder. Just don't force it. Just keep that little scoop in the belly, pushing that belly button back. Breathe in. Breathe out. Breathe in. And then exhaling, release here. And then just flexing forward a little bit. So if it's okay to come into a bit of a long frog, just want you to tuck the chin. Just gently allow your spine to drop forward. Breathe in. And breathe out. Good. And this is where I'm going to leave you today. I hope you enjoyed that. And obviously all feedback is very welcome, especially if you want to tell Ellie, and if that was too much, you didn't like it, it was too many movements, and you'd rather have just more sort of, I suppose, bed Pilates, just really, really quiet, not much, and more breathing. Tell Ellie, email me, very interested to know. Good, I'm glad you liked it, Faith. Pleasure, I will see you all next week. I might see you next week. If otherwise, I've got there's lots of videos on the Chronically awesome website. But pleasure. Hope you have a lovely rest of your week and take care.